She was afforded an opportunity that we have under our alternative prosecutions unit, that in exchange for the community service and his bond forfeiture, the case would be dropped.
She lost her voice and her integrity. All right, how does one get a spot in the alternative prosecutions unit line? All right, let me guess. You're rich, you're privileged, you're an actor, and you share the political beliefs of the state's attorney, who, by the way, did not formally recuse herself. Joining us now, I'm delighted he's with us, John Yoo. John, of course, from Berkeley and former Bush Justice Department. What do you think about this? I mean, Rahm Emanuel suddenly is like, put the brakes on. Oh, no, President Trump, go to opening baseball. Cute.
First of all, I think a lot of Americans, myself included, are outraged by this. The fact that this guy faked a hate crime. Look, I'm a minority. You're a woman. What if we were to be attacked legitimately? And now we're going to be less believed by police and prosecutors because of the example of this guy. I think that's terrible. I think a lot of Americans realize something ought to be done. Second, this is why we have a U.S. Justice Department. Okay, maybe they just spent a lot of time investigating President Trump to no good effect. But now they actually exist to make sure there is no corruption going on in state government. If you look at the details of this case where Mrs. Obama's chief of staff calls the prosecutor, Kim Foxx, and then all of a sudden these machinations occur and then the case gets dropped, that is exactly what the Justice Department is supposed to be involved in, is to make sure that there's no corruption in state government. So I hope that President Trump is right and that the FBI are starting an investigation to look into this.
What's the potential criminal exposure here, both for Fox and for the state's attorney office itself?
So Fox could be potentially liable for what's called mail and wire fraud of depriving citizens of their honest services, which, if she's convicted, right, this is the standard law that's used to go after corrupt state officials. Suppose she got a bribe. Suppose she was promised a fundraiser, or who knows what other kind of influence to drop this case. The maximum sentence is 20 years in prison.
Why do you think Rahm Emanuel took that turn?
This takes a conspiratorial mindset.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I have the right one, but Chicago politics, these are all people who are interconnected. They all worked in the Obama administration or are working for the Obamas now. And for Chicago city officials, doesn't it look like there's some kind of pressure deal being made to make this all go away?
It's very also Smollett himself. Does he have any exposure under federal criminal law?
Oh, yeah, his story's not over. Even though the case under state law could be dropped, he can still be prosecuted under federal law. So he used the internet, again, mail and wire fraud, to engage in a conspiracy to defraud, namely the people he's engaging in contract negotiations with, to defraud the people of Chicago, the city of Chicago. Plus, remember, he did this crazy thing before where he mailed himself fake chemical weapons. Right? He mailed himself a white powder, claimed it's anthrax, tried to report that to the police. That's actually a federal crime, is to create a hoax about using chemical weapons.
I don't think anyone understands this until you just said this. I really don't think anyone on television has explained it that clearly. But this is not unserious stuff. This is not just laugh about it. No, this is really, isn't this funny? This liberal actor kind of, it has to maybe pay $130,000. Whoop-de-doo, $130,000.
And I don't think Michelle Obama can call the Attorney General Bill Barr and get the charges dropped.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. John, it's always great seeing you.
Thanks.
Thanks for stopping by when you're in town.